This is something that I see all the time, and probably may or may be doing in your business at the minute. And what it is essentially giving people a price without telling them what's involved. Okay. So if you imagine at face value, you've got two services out and you don't know anything about them. One's more expensive, one's cheaper. You don't know which one provides, which one are you going to go with? All things being equal, you're going to think that the cheaper one is going to be exactly the same as a more expensive one. Okay, so from a customer's point of view, when they're asking for a price, and this example, sorry, is one of our clients. You can see here that somebody's asked for a price, they've got away with the price right away, with no explanation of, hey, what are you actually looking at? Firstly, what is it? What's the expectations that you're having? What year is the car? Just in case there's other solutions as well. Why is it they settle on a full valet? Is there anything else that it needs as well? What does a full valet describe to you? Unless they've gone to your website and they've seen it, and that's what you offer. You can see here that the customer is asked for a price right away, and they've just been given a price right away. There's no value. There's, hey, this is typically what most Discovery Sport owners get. It includes this, it includes that, it includes that. When we come out to your car, firstly, we go at whatever, then we do this, and we do that. And it might sound stupid, in this case, £115, it's not huge amounts of money, but we can't sell to somebody, or somebody will not buy if they don't know what it is that's actually included. And more so than that, customers want to feel like they've been listened to. How do you know that this is actually going to be right for them? What if it's brand new and they don't need it? What if they actually need way more than that, and they're under the expectation that full valet is just going to do it? What if they're trying to prep the car for a sale or whatever? There's so many variables, and just giving people a price, what you essentially are doing is you're commoditizing yourself, aren't you? They are looking at it and they are comparing you to somebody else. That's it, plain and simple, when you give a price. And there's a few more things as well, which you could even say what you could do better. The key thing is that I would imagine if Miss Klein had gone back to them and said, when are you looking at getting it done? They would probably say next few weeks, next week or whatever. But we have no way of following up with them. And we haven't got their details. We don't know when they're looking at getting it done. We don't have anything. And when somebody asks for a price, when we had our business, we had a rule that before we give a price to somebody, we want to at least have some way of getting in touch with them again. And you can quite simply say, for example, on Facebook ads, you can use a case and be like, yeah, absolutely, Brian. Thanks for getting in touch with us. We can definitely help with your discovery. Just before we go over everything, Facebook Messenger, you probably know, can be a little bit glitchy. Have you got a contact number just in case I lose you and I want to be able to provide you a quote? I can even send you some prices over, some images of cars that we've done, so on and so forth. Or an email. Obviously, phone number is going to be better because who uses email really anymore? But Messenger, but mobile number is going to be better, or even on WhatsApp. That way, okay, if we lose them, we've got them. If they say no, you can still provide them a price. If they say yes, you can follow up with them a day later. Hey, Brian, how'd you get on with what we spoke about yesterday? You can add them to your CRM software and you can schedule them in for automated reminders. They might not buy now, but what if they bought in a year's time from an automated text that you sent and you didn't have to do anything? That's what we see all the time. Somebody will inquire now, and then part of our system and our software, it'll send an automated email to them. A year from now, they turn into a customer. It's not. If you do it like this, you don't have a way of contacting them. Although that you are thinking in the present moment and you're thinking, I want it now. You've got to remember in a year's time, 2 years' time, you've got this listed database. What if you sent an email to them or a message, a bulk SMS to everybody in your database saying, hey, this one finally we're doing this, and they turned into a buyer. And it's not cost you anything in terms of marketing. They come to you. You've got them there. Don't waste potential leads in your system. And then, having that mindset that if we don't follow up with them, if we give a price where value hasn't been built, we are a commodity. But whereas in actual fact, and I'm sure you can attest to this as well, that your service is incredible, that if they're comparing you to Joe Blogs down the road, they're not going to have anywhere near as what of the care, of the expertise, of the aftercare, of the support that those guys offer. So you've got to make sure that you build that up. And you can even say in your I don't want to say sales process, in your pitch when you're having a conversation with a customer, is asking them, hey, have you got quotes from anybody else yet? And they might say, yeah, I've gone to this guy. And then, okay, in your head what I've got to compete with. We're not trying to slag people off. We're not criticizing other people's works. Our work speaks for itself, but this is something crucial for you to do. So if you're just giving a price to people, please don't. What you need to do is, firstly, find out what they're actually looking for. Once you've done that, once you've discovered, like the discovery phase, you know what they're looking for, we then tell them what we're going to do and what they get. From step one, from the moment they drop the car off, or you go to them to handover, and then we go and present the price. Or you can do it the other way around, where you present price first and you back it up with that and you justify. There's so many ways that you can do it, whichever way you do, but you always have to ask first what they're looking for, marry everything up, make it super personal, and then the equivalent to that is then actually sell and provide the value, why they can't do it themselves, what they're going to do, what they're going to get. Make it seem like it's a no-brainer. We're not asking you to discount things, we're not asking you to give away the file, but what we're trying to get you to do is explain the value, what they get, make it feel like a no-brainer in their head, make it feel like they can't do it themselves either, and this is where you're going to build expertise, and then go for the close, go for the sale, give them the price, and then handle any objections, and obviously making sure that some people, I would imagine, maybe found this business online or maybe organically. Maybe they came through an ad or something like that, and then they go onto the profile and they message. So this could be a warm lead, it could not be, it could be close to a funnel, they could be making a purchasing decision soon. But if we had a mobile number of some sorts, then we could just say, hey, Brian, spoke to you yesterday on Sunday. I hope you had a good Christmas break. How's the car looking? When can we get it done? Have you got any more questions? And just want to check in and help you make an educated decision whether we're right for each other. Or the fact that we can't do that here, this person left to kind of fester. That's it. So hopefully you found it useful. Key takeaways: when you are on the phone with someone, don't just give a price right away. You're commoditizing yourself. Apples to oranges, not apples to apples. And follow up, always get some name, email, and phone numbers, just something at least, and you can call them back. Phone, then email. Phone, email, phone, then email, and then go from there. All right, I will speak to you in the next one. Thanks for watching.